the Easy Way podcast, where simple tips become real results. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy Way podcast. I am Peter, and I am very excited because today we have a thrilling mystery story to tell you.
Hi, Peter. Hi, everyone. I love mystery stories. I brought my detective hat today. Stories are the best way to learn English because they make the grammar sticky for our brains.
That is exactly right, Bella. Sticky grammar is what we want. Today, we are going to meet a character named Traveler Tom. Tom had a very stressful day at the airport last week.
Oh, no. I hate stressful days at the airport. Traveling should be fun, but sometimes it is full of panic. I am curious to know what happened to poor Tom. Did he miss his flight?
That is the big question. To understand Tom's story, we need to master two special verb forms, the past continuous and the past simple. Do you know the difference, Bella?
I think so. Past continuous is for long actions, like a movie video, and past simple is for short actions, like a photo. Is that a good way to think about it?
That is a perfect explanation, the movie versus the photo. So, let's start the story. Imagine the scene. It was 8 a.m. The sun was shining through the big windows.
I can picture it. The sun was shining. That is the background, the movie part. It was happening for a long time. So what was Tom doing in this nice weather?
Tom was standing in the check-in line. He was holding his heavy luggage and checking his watch every 2 minutes. He looked very nervous.
Oh no! Poor Tom. He was standing and he was holding. These are long actions. He was doing them for many minutes. Waiting in line is so boring.
Suddenly, something interrupted his waiting. While he was looking at his phone, a loud alarm rang. Beep, beep.
Whoa, that is a shock. So he was looking is the long action, and the alarm rang is the short action that interrupted him. It happened in 1 second.
Exactly. The short action stops or interrupts the long action. Tom jumped in surprise. He dropped his passport on the floor, but he didn't notice.
Oh no, this is a disaster. He dropped it. That is past simple because it happens fast. Gravity is very quick. Now he has no passport.
The line moved forward. Tom walked to the counter. The lady smiled and asked, "Passport and ticket, please." Tom reached into his pocket.
I can feel his panic right now. He put his hand in his pocket, but it was empty. His heart was beating very fast.
Yes, his heart was beating. That describes his physical state over time. He started searching his bag. He was throwing clothes everywhere.
That is so embarrassing. Imagine everyone looking at him while he was throwing his socks and shirts on the floor. He was making a huge mess.
The lady at the counter asked, "Sir, what happened?" Tom shouted, "I lost it. I lost my passport." He was completely terrified.
I lost it. Past simple. It's a fact. The action is finished. This is a nightmare scenario for any traveler. What did he do next?
He remembered the alarm. He thought, while the alarm was ringing, I dropped something. His brain started to work like a detective.
Smart move, Tom. He connected the two events, the long event, alarm ringing, and the short event, dropping the item. He ran back to the spot where he was standing before.
He ran fast, but there were hundreds of people. People were walking everywhere. They were pulling their suitcases. It was chaotic.
We're walking and we're pulling. You are setting the scene again. It was a busy background. Did he see the passport on the floor?
No, the floor was empty. He looked down and felt like crying. But then he saw a security guard nearby. The guard was holding a small blue book.
A blue book. That sounds like a passport. The guard was holding it when Tom saw him.
Tom ran to the guard. "Excuse me," he yelled. "Is that my passport?" The guard looked at the photo and then looked at Tom's red face.
Please tell me it was him. I can't handle this suspense. I need Tom to get on that plane.
The guard smiled and said, "Yes, I found this on the floor 5 minutes ago while I was patrolling the area."
Hooray! I found this is the specific moment of discovery. While I was patrolling is the long activity he was doing. The grammar saves the day.
Tom was so relieved. He grabbed the passport and ran back to the check-in desk. He arrived just before they closed the flight.
That is a lucky escape. I bet he was shaking for the whole flight. I would need a very strong coffee after that experience.
Definitely. So, this story perfectly illustrates how we mix these two tenses to tell a compelling story. We need the background, past continuous, and the main events, past simple.
It makes the story feel 3D. If we only used past simple, it would sound like a list. He stood, alarm rang, he dropped, he ran. That's boring.
Absolutely right. The continuous form adds color and emotion. It lets us see the action in progress. He was throwing his clothes. It is vivid.
I have a question, Peter. What are the key words that help us know which tense to use? I heard you use while and when.
Great observation. We usually use while with the past continuous. While I was sleeping. It shows a duration of time.
Okay, that is easy to remember. While plus long action. And I assume we use when for the short action.
Exactly. I was sleeping when the phone rang. The when introduces the interruption. It cuts the action.
So, while Tom was waiting, the alarm rang, or Tom was waiting when the alarm rang, both sentences tell the same story.
Yes, you can flip the sentence, but the meaning stays the same. The logic is always long action gets the ing, short action gets the simple form.
I love this rule. It is very logical. I am going to write a story about my cat using this structure. My cat was sleeping when he fell off the sofa.
That is a perfect example, and also a very funny image. Poor cat. Vocabulary is also important here. We used some good airport words today.
Yes, we used luggage. That means the bags and suitcases you travel with. It's an uncountable noun, right? We don't say luggages.
Correct. Never say luggages, just luggage. We also used check-in counter. That is the desk where you give your documents.
And the most important word of the story, passport, the official document you need to leave the country. Don't drop it like Tom.
We also used a great verb for panic, to sweat, when water comes out of your skin because you are hot or nervous.
Tom was definitely sweating, and he was shaking. That means moving your body uncontrollably because of fear.
These body words help describe emotions without just saying he was scared. Show, don't just tell.
Show, don't tell. That's great advice for storytelling. He was shaking is much more dramatic than he was scared.
Peter, I have a challenge for our listeners. Can they make a sentence about their last trip using past continuous?
That is a fun challenge. Maybe something like, I was eating a sandwich when the plane took off.
Or I was sleeping when the baby next to me started crying. That happens to me every time.
Oh, that is the worst. But it's a perfect sentence. The crying interrupted your sleep.
Let's quickly review the structure of the past continuous. It is subject plus was, were, plus verb, ing.
Right. I was walking. They were talking. We must remember to change was and were depending on the person.
Correct. I, he, she, it use was. You, we, they use were. We were running.
And for past simple, regular verbs just end in ed, right? Like walked or dropped.
Mostly yes, but remember the irregulars. Ring becomes rang, find becomes found, lose becomes lost.
Those irregular verbs are tricky. I just have to memorize them. Flashcards are good for that.
Yes, refer back to our episode about study habits. Use the spaced repetition system for irregular verbs.
I'm glad Tom found his passport. I love a happy ending. It inspires me to be more careful with my things.
Me too. Next time I travel, I will zip my pockets. So let's wrap up this mystery.
Okay, to summarize, today we learned how to tell stories using past continuous for background actions and past simple for main events.
We learned that while connects to long actions and when often introduces the interruption.
We also learned airport vocabulary like luggage, check-in, and the verbs sweat and shake.
We also learned that Tom is a very lucky man.
Yes, he is. Thank you for the story, Peter. It was like a mini movie in my head.
I'm happy you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for listening to the Easy Way podcast. Keep practicing your storytelling.
See you in the next episode. Don't lose your passports. Bye-bye.